Hello, podcast world, fellow horticulturists, lovers of plants, gardeners, family, and friends. Welcome to Shrubby Buddies, the podcast, friends with woodies for garden goodies. I'm host Matt Guthrie.
And I'm host Tim Fleischer. Coming at you from Central Ohio, Zone 6B. We're just a couple of public horticulturists and certified arborists with experience in education, landscape design, gardening, retail, and wholesale.
So grab a drink, polish your pruners, dust off that kneeling pad, and let's get down to business. Hey, Shrubby Buddies, and welcome to this week's episode of the podcast. I am Matthew C. Guthrie I, joined alongside with Timmy Tickle Throat Fleischer. Old Tickle Throat because you're catching a cold or something.
I just felt something coming on.
Yeah.
Just this afternoon.
It's got you a little tickly in the throat.
So we'll see what happens. We'll see how this progresses. But I'm here.
Yeah.
I'm here with you.
We're in the Mercury room doing it up.
Yeah.
We haven't been in here for a while.
No, and we owe you an apology, listeners an apology, because we didn't record an episode last week.
No.
And we didn't make any announcements about it.
No. It's been kind of, dude, I said it once, I've said it a million times. It has been a crazy, 4 to 6 weeks just with our schedules and everything else. It's just been wild, man. It's been a wild ride the past 6 weeks.
I would say even 4 to 7 weeks, perhaps.
Yeah. Maybe 6 to 7 weeks.
Perhaps.
6, 7.
6, 7.
Yeah.
People don't want to hear that.
No. So here we are. What's new with you, bub?
Let's see. Why didn't we record an episode last week?
We were going to record at Dutch Mill Greenhouse for the plant trivia, and it got canceled. Just lack of people showing interest for it, I suppose, or RSVPing to it. And I think Maddie over there at Dutch Mill was just like, saved him the trip from Gehenna. I'd hate for you guys to come out here and no one show up. So
okay, all right.
We were going to record that episode for last week, but it got canceled, and I promptly left for the motherland, went up to the cabin for a few days, hung out, enjoyed the peak fall color up north.
You did, and I referred to it as a vacation a little bit earlier today, and you jumped all over me. So just for the record, it wasn't a vacation.
Okay, so my definition of vacation is different than most, I suppose. So for me, a vacation is like, hey, I'm taking the week off work. I'm headed up to the cabin. I've got all of these fun things planned to go and do, but just going up for Friday and Saturday, just a couple days, and then coming home a couple of days to just relax and go grab some food. That's just a long weekend little getaway or something for me, not necessarily a vacation.
For me, a vacation is going at least 2 counties away for 17 and a half hours or more.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Huh.
So
interesting. We just got a text from Kyle across that said, just had one of them dorms things sweep through my backyard. It almost stole my awning. Button down the hatches, folks. I don't know what dorms is. Maybe derechos?
Or storms?
Storms? I don't know. Anyways, so 17 and a half hours or more is considered a vacation to you?
As long as there's a county between me and the county I live in.
Oh, wow. Okay. Well, your definition is different than mine. But yeah, I was in the motherland last week. It was cool. I did swing up to the Botanical Gardens at Historic Barnes Park in Traverse City. Walked around for a short bit. It was kind of misty, rainy, and windy up there while I was there. So the weather wasn't great, but the gardens looked fantastic. The asters were just rocking. The Amsonia was rocking. The little blue stem, the prairie dropseed, everything was just looking fantastic up there. So that was a nice stop. Went to Shorts Brewing, had some dinner, had a drink. That's always good. They were all out of the pretzels though, which kind of bummed me out. But yeah, just enjoyed the beautiful fall weather in northern Michigan and the beautiful fall color.
Yeah, you sent me some photos of the fall color, and it looked pretty luxurious.
Yeah, them sugar maples are popping off right now up there, you know. So What else has been going on in your world? It's been a couple weeks. Soccer?
Yeah, the soccer season's winding down for Amelia, and we're having a good time. We were in Louisville.
Yeah.
I think we haven't recorded a podcast since we did that.
Yeah.
The tournament was whatever, but we had a nice time in Louisville. Never been there before, so we had a nice time. We stayed right in the city, and the tournament was right there in the city. So, we didn't have a lot of free time to go do things at our leisure, but we had enough time to see some cool stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah. And
are you going to make another trip down to Louisville sometime?
I suppose if there's a soccer tournament.
But not just to go to Louisville.
No, I mean, that's not a knock on Louisville. It's just
not your thing.
We got other places to go.
Yeah, for sure, dude. We need to get back down to Asheville.
Yeah.
We need to hit up Bree, Arthur, and her Airbnb or VRBO, the house next door, the little garden house.
Yeah.
It'd be cool to time that up with like an event she's having. I don't know. That'd be fun.
Yeah. And
back
so
down there into Appalachian
country. I want to go, though, during tomato season. So she can bring us tomatoes in bed instead of breakfast in bed.
Tomatoes.
Yeah. We'll
just big old slices
pay extra
of
for us to bring us sliced tomatoes. And let's see. At work this week, I finished planting my cottage garden that I started in the spring. So
cottage garden.
I'm very happy with how that's turned out. And I got a tree in the ground yesterday, and then we got a prairie planted today.
We did. We are doing probably it's not big, like quarter acre area that was removed of invasive species, kind of opened up an area where there was a lot of hazard black locust trees, just old black locust trees that were not in the greatest of shape, but it opened it up to an area where people could go in there and picnic underneath these things, and we're like, that's not good. So got those trees removed, stump ground, and you wanted to do like a woodland edge prairie in there.
Because it's borders a woodland there, and it's a very high traffic area for people going down, hiking towards the falls. So we're doing a woodland edge prairie.
Yeah, it's going to be beautiful.
Yeah, I was reading the seed mix today. There's a lot of lovely things in it. There was bluebells in the seed mix, which got me really excited. There was blue lobelia in the seed mix, which got me very excited.
Ironweed.
Mm-hmm.
What else was
Rebecca Herta. There was Monarda fistulosa. Anytime I can get a little fistulosa in the prairie, I'm happy.
There was some agastache.
Mm-hmm. Agastache Megan.
Agastache Megan, or agastache for us normal people. Mm-hmm. There was side oats grandma grass.
Oh, yeah, I love a side oats grandma. Getting me hot in here.
Yeah, good seed mix. Shout out to OPN Seeds in Northeast Ohio. They're always hooking us up with the goods, whether that be woodland edge, native wooded mix, or a short grass or tall grass prairie.
All of it.
Anything native.
Yep. If you need it, they got it.
They're hooking us up. Dave Rydell at OPN Seed. If you need some good prairie seed, they are the ones to check out. Fowa Showa. So
yeah.
What else, man? I don't know. Michigan, Barnes Park, Prairies.
Buckeyes are still undefeated.
Buckeyes are undefeated.
Going into a bye week here.
We got more prairies to plant. We got a lot of plants waiting to be planted at work, trees specifically. I'm in prepping some stuff for that. Otherwise, not a whole lot going on. We're finally starting to get some of that fall weather we've been waiting on. Some rain, cooler temperatures, all of the good stuff.
It's getting moist out there.
Moist. It's a good word.
Yeah, it is.
It's a good descriptor. I feel like I'm missing something. I feel like there was something that I wanted to talk about with this podcast today, but...
Well, if it comes up while we're in the meat of things,
okay,
just raise your hand and I'll call on you when it's appropriate.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Oh, yeah, okay.
Did you remember?
It can be a conversation not during the podcast. It's about that Michelin restaurant that I was telling you about yesterday, that 3-star Michelin.
The one I can't afford.
The Inn at Little Washington. Yeah.
Okay. We'll start a GoFundMe.
So it's spooky season, right? 'Tis the season to be spooky. Fa la 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 la. Halloween is in what, a week and a half?
Yeah.
Friday the 31st,
Yep.
not the 13th. That Halloween fell on Friday the 13th last year.
It did, but
Yeah,
this year it's
year
the
it's on
31st.
Friday the 31st.
Yeah.
So we wanted to do a episode on spooky plants. So these are plants that have characteristics of being Halloweeny and spooky, or maybe it's just the name of them that we think is spooky, not necessarily plants that are going to align with Halloween. Some of the stuff is early season flowering, but we just thought it'd be fun to run through a fun list of names here that kind of run with that ghouly and spooky and death and all of that good stuff. The Halloween, the spooky season plants. So
I like that. I think
does that sound like fun?
I think that sounds really fun. I
Yeah.
got some great ideas on my mind.
Cool. So we're not going to spend a whole lot of time in depth and detail on these plants, but we'll just run through some of these guys for you. We hope you enjoy our list of spooky season plants. But to start it off is a tree that I always say is the Halloween tree, right? We just talked about this last week, and that's Kentucky coffee tree. Just the contorted branches and like the chunky bark on a mature one, and they're just thick and gnarly looking. And I don't know, to me, the silhouette of it is just like this spooky Halloween looking tree this time of year.
Yeah, it's like the quintessential if you think of like a Halloween scene or a movie or something, and there's like a silhouette of a tree on a road from a street lamp.
Yeah.
It's got that look to it. It's
Exactly.
just like really gnarly. And in fact, when I learned Kentucky coffee tree at Ohio State during one of our plant walks, that was one of the characteristics that Dr. Jordan said right away. It's just got that Halloween vibe to it.
It does have a Halloween. It's a very coarse plant, a very coarse tree. You're not going to get a lot of these like spindly little twigs and things on it.
Right.
It's just going to be,
it's a thick boy.
it's a thick one for sure. So,
Yeah, Kentucky
Yeah.
coffee tree, Gymnocladus dioicus.
yeah, there you
can
go.
Say it however you want, but that's how I say it. And just a quick note on coffee tree. I never explained to Anna about the coffee tree because she asked, why is it called the coffee tree? But it does make these giant pods that have these seeds in them that are fairly big, like the size of a marble. Mm-hmm. And they were used when settlers were here, and if they didn't have coffee, they would grind up Kentucky coffee tree seeds and steep them like coffee.
Oh,
and,
really?
And it has like a very small amount of caffeine and a very faint coffee taste. Nowhere near the great flavor that like actual coffee has, but that was the substitute that they used.
But dude, in probably what, the 1600s?
Mm-hmm. It was the best option they had.
They're not cold brewing shit and doing pour overs with these like naturally washed Ethiopians, you know?
No, well, yeah, they probably didn't have access to much coffee.
Yeah,
it's probably
they're just
very special.
I'm sure it tasted good to them.
So yeah, so that's where it gets its name from.
Yeah, I mean, I had acorn wine one time that was disgusting, but I'm sure that at one point in time people loved the flavor of an acorn wine.
Yeah,
just not for me.
Yeah,
so
true.
Yeah, so Kentucky coffee tree is number one on the list.
Yeah, so my quintessential plant for this list is ghost pipe, and this is a plant that it's not going to be something you're going to use in your garden. Because I don't think you can just get it and grow it. It grows in the woods.
No.
And it actually comes up like late summer. And probably now, right? There's probably some ghost pipe out there still
probably.
now. But what's interesting about ghost pipe is that everything about it looks like it's a fungus, like it's a mushroom, right?
Yeah.
It's like stark white. And it looks like these little, almost like pipes sticking out of the ground, standing up straight.
They're weird looking too.
They're very spooky looking, aren't they?
Yeah, they look
and
like
they
little...
have the name ghost pipe.
Yeah, for a reason.
It does look like something haunted. Like you go to an area where there's ghost pipe growing, and you're like, man, something bad happened here.
For sure.
You know? But what's interesting is even though they aren't green and they look like a fungus, they're not. They're actually a plant They don't have chlorophyll, so they don't get their energy from the sun, but they're able to take up the nutrients they need for their short lifespan from the ground.
I do know where there's some ghost pipe at in Dublin.
Mm-hmm.
We should go check and see.
We should go see
if it's up or not.
I haven't seen any with my own eyeballs this year, but it's always a neat plant to see.
Yeah.
So ghost pipe.
Ghost pipe. Doll's eyes.
Yeah.
This is a cool one. This is another one that
Creepy.
Actea.
Mm-hmm.
And it's just it literally looks like little doll's eyes, like hanging off the plant, like little eyeballs hanging on the plant. And
Just staring at you when you're walking through the woods.
really cool plant, really neat plant. It's a native. Grows in the understory.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, just a cool plant. Google doll's eyes.
Yeah, so it would have bloomed. It would have bloomed in the spring.
But
and
the
then
doll's eyes are like now.
The doll's eyes are late summer into early fall, and it's like a little round, perfectly round white with a black dot.
Yeah.
I mean, it just looks like eyeballs.
And when there's no leaves on them, after they've dropped their leaves and these eyeballs are just hanging off of it, it's like, oh, that's kind of cool.
And they're on like a red stalk.
Yeah.
So it's like
little
blood.
little
Yeah.
bloody eyeballs.
They are definitely creepy, and I love them. And that's actually a plant, if you wanted to, you could use in like a shade garden or something.
Yeah, absolutely.
At home. So
Yep. Cool, man. What else we got?
gosh, there's so many good choices. I'm gonna throw a weird one at you, and that's gladiolus,
Okay.
which, if I'm not mistaken, is a bulb of some sort.
Mm-hmm.
Right?
Yeah.
And the reason why I find gladiolus to be a spooky plant is because the only time I ever see gladiolus is at funerals. It's always in funeral arrangements.
Okay.
And if you don't believe me, just like go to a florist website and type in funeral arrangement, and they all have glads in them. So
Really?
I've always associated them with funerals.
Yeah, I wonder what Bob would have to say about that, because I know they sell a bunch
Yeah.
of them, and he deals with a lot of these cut flower growers, so he would have a really good in on
I'm sure.
what these florists and these flower growers
Yeah.
are growing them for. So I'll have to ask him.
You don't see them a whole lot. Like it is kind of a grandma plant when you say like one of those plants that like would be like in an older like homestead garden growing just year after year, the bulbs pop up, but like I don't know, to me they just remind me of death.
Okay.
So
it's very
gladiolus. That's just like my personal opinion.
Yeah.
So
I'm going to say witch hazel. So this is one. So the witch hazels are actually flowering right now. When I was just up in Michigan, they were all in flower. The native witch hazel, they were around my brother's place.
that would be the Hamamelis virginiana.
Virginiana. Yeah, the yellow flower. The flower itself is kind of wild looking. It's not your typical flower. It's kind of this gangly looking, small, strappy, just got these like little tentacles hanging off of it. But then it's also got the name witch, so witch hazel. So, kind of, I guess it would be flowering now in some areas for Halloween, but also the name witch hazel. And the flowers kind of, it doesn't scream like, ray flowers would, like, oh, happiness and joy and stuff. It's like,
They are kind of spooky.
yeah.
And there's some sort of lore, and I didn't research this, so don't take me too much at face value, but something about the witch hazel branch. They used to use it, like would hold it out in front of them, and if it like bent down suddenly, that's how they would find like underground water wells and stuff.
Oh, okay.
But obviously, like looking at you, like that's not true. It probably
Well,
didn't do that.
There's
but,
people that do where they cross the sticks, or they'll, I'd have to read. You
but
could be
there's
right.
something
there
with
could
that,
be-
and to me, that sounds spooky as shit too.
yeah.
So
I mean, science, dude.
yeah, fine.
Sticks will show you where the water's at
Yep.
or something. So, witch hazels.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I prefer to use ground penetrating radar.
Okay.
GPR.
Yeah.
Yeah.
GPR is good.
Yeah. It used to be that only the scientists could get GPR, but now anyone can get it. It's kind of like
on your iPhone 12.
yeah, it's kind of like 3D printers. Like they used to be like really expensive, and now like anyone can just get it and make stuff. It's kind of like that with GPR. So
Do you know people that don't have GPR?
oh yeah,
Really?
Yeah.
I don't know anyone that. I mean, if you don't have GPR, like, who are you?
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Trust me, I know people. I'm not going to say any names.
Okay. So WITCH-hazel.
Yeah.
What else?
Spooky
plants.
Bloodroot.
Bloodroot. This is a good spring ephemeral, eh?
Bloodroot's a fun one. It is one of our most beautiful spring ephemerals.
Love it.
And it really is ephemeral because you could be out one day, it's not blooming. You could miss the day it blooms, and then the next day it's not blooming either.
It doesn't take much to knock the petals off those flowers.
Doesn't. And the reason it's called bloodroot is because there's some sort of sap within the plant that is just blood red. And I don't recommend tearing up any bloodroot because it's a nice native that you don't want to disturb. But if you were to, a red blood-like substance would just ooze out of the stem and the roots of the plant.
Okay.
So I believe it was used, Native Americans used it as a dye because it's like, it has like that really rich color of blood.
Yeah.
So,
and if it's a cool one you can add into, you can find it at these specialty nurseries that do native plants to add into your shade garden.
Yeah.
If you're doing the native thing, for sure is an early like spring ephemeral type plant. And there's even some out that have that double flower. Remember the ones that Jay found there in Worthington that have that double flower?
Yep.
So
yeah, they
pretty.
sell those.
Yeah.
They're expensive. It's like $30 a pop to get one of those.
Yeah, they're cool though.
Retail, but they are cool. And bloodroot's a pretty easy plant to grow. You just need to be mindful because you really only have a small time to enjoy it in your garden, and then it's just like that. It's gone.
Yeah.
So
another one that would be early spring, not really ephemeral, but as the season moves on, especially if it's getting a little too much sun or if it gets super hot and dry, it could easily kind of melt away, which is fine, but that's bleeding heart. And this is one that's super pretty, another kind of grandma flower, but I still think that they have a place in the shade garden for sure. But the bleeding heart, just the name alone, like a bloody heart, is kind of spooky, right? And like gory, but they're really a beautiful flower.
they are. Dicentra spectabilis.
Yeah, just you can get them in like the different shades of pinks to reds and whites and all of that good stuff. And yeah, just a really good plant, but we thought that the name Bleeding Heart was kind of fitting for the spooky season. So
Absolutely.
yeah, Bleeding Heart made the list.
Another one with a spooky name is hellebore.
Hellebore.
So Lenten rose.
That's not very spooky.
No, but hellebore.
Hellebore is.
Which the genus is Helleborus. One of the common names is hellebore. And I specifically think the black ones are more spooky. Hellebores come in like pinks and reds and yellows and whites, and the flowers tend to nod down, and they're a really tough plant for shade. So if you've got some tough shade, I recommend growing hellebores. There's so many great new cultivars out there, or there's like some of the old classic ones if you like that. But there are ones where the flowers are just like straight up black.
Yeah.
And it's kind of a cool vibe. Now, that said, it's not going to be blooming anytime around Halloween, but...
No, these are wicked early bloomers, though.
Wicked.
January, February, March, Some of
just
these
said
guys...
wicked.
Wicked.
I never heard you use that before.
Wicked?
Yeah.
Yeah, should I bring that back?
I don't know.
Not
sure how I feel about it.
Another word I want to bring back is tinkle. Like if I have to go to the bathroom, like, hey, I'm going to go tinkle.
Yeah.
You think that would be a good one to bring back?
I think so. That was a word my grandmother always used to use. Like, do you need to tinkle?
So tinkle, wicked, and I know that there was another word I was thinking of the other day that I was like, that I wanted to bring back. It'll come to me, but yes, you hit on the hellebores. Really, there's so many hellebores out there. They've done a lot of great things with the breedings. Now, traditionally with the hellebores, the flowers like droop down, so you've really got to crawl on your belly, roll on your back to get a good view of this flower. But with breedings and stuff now, they're getting these flowers that sit more upright.
Right.
They're more visible as you're walking by. You can see more of that flower. But
Right.
Anywho.
Yeah.
Venus flytrap. What are we... If we talk Halloween, we have to talk about these carnivorous plants, right?
You have to talk about a plant that just like eats flesh.
Yeah. Venus flytrap literally feeds itself by eating insects.
Yeah.
So... and if rumor has it if you get into a really big one in a swamp, it'll eat small children too.
Oh, for
You
sure.
know? So you got to be careful with the little ones around the Venus flytraps.
You do. Luckily, we don't have those native here, so we don't have to worry about those swamps here. But in other parts of the world, they can be a real
Like
problem.
Cambodia.
Yeah.
Probably.
Yeah, I would think so. I would think that would be just the right area for them. But
What a good, fun, spooky plant, right?
yeah, Venus flytrap is a bog plant, and like many carnivorous plants are, and some people can grow them as like a house plant, but you got to really, I mean, they're probably very difficult to keep alive.
The key is keeping them wet.
Yeah.
So, what I always tell people is put it in a dish of water and just keep a little bit of water in that dish, and so that the plant can constantly pull that water up.
Yeah.
Planting it in a terrarium is probably a good idea where it's going to be super, super humid, or putting like some sort of glass jar over it. That's the key. Is just not letting it dry out.
I've also heard
wet.
I've also heard with the Venus flytraps, it's not good for them to just open and close all the time.
Yeah.
And I feel like,
Oh yeah.
it's our human nature to like be like, let's catch something and put it in there. Oh, we can't catch something, and then let's just stick something in there and watch it close.
Yeah, I think that they just get like,
Overworked.
yeah, when you put like an ant in every single one of its little mouths, it's just like, oh shit, like protein overload, I'm gonna die, and it just kind of like croaks. But if you just let them do their thing, they will feed on little ants and gnats, and I think that they have some sort of like an extra floral nectar-y type thing
That attracts.
maybe, I don't know, that attracts the insects in.
And they're still a green plant. They still photosynthesize
Yeah.
and make their own food, but they also get nutrients by being carnivorous, which is really cool. And, there's a few carnivorous plants, like pitcher plant is another one.
yeah.
Where it's like a cup attached to a stem, and the critters are attracted to the sweet liquid in the
Liquid in
pitcher, and they go down there into it, and then they can't get out.
And
They
the plant eats them.
and it just digests them.
Yeah.
And then there's plants that do the same thing by catching bugs on like little sticky hairs.
Yep.
And we have some of these carnivorous plants native to Ohio, like those sticky ones I just mentioned. I can't sundew. Are they called sundew? I can't think of their name of them for the life of me. But those, and then there's a type of pitcher plant that grows in boggy areas right here in Ohio. So that's pretty cool.
Yeah, that's really fun.
Yeah.
I don't know a lot about the native carnivorous plants. I mean, just the fun ones you see, like at the conservatory or at the houseplant place, the Venus flytraps and the pitcher plants. But it would be neat to talk to Andrew about some of the native ones. I'm sure that he's photographed them and knows where they're at in Ohio and all of that good stuff.
Yeah,
so
for sure.
Yeah. So we went over some of the carnivorous plants. Corpse flower is another one. This is one of those plants that blooms like once every 1,000 years, so you got to catch it when it flowers. No, I think it's once every 10 years maybe?
Yeah, I think there's probably some factors there, but I think it's something like every 10 years.
Yeah, but it gets the name corpse plant, which the name alone is spooky, right? Like corpse flower. But it gets that name because of the smell that it emits. When it's in full flower, it's this beautiful, I don't know, I wouldn't say beautiful. I guess beautiful in its own way flower.
Yeah, it's a strange looking bloom.
Yeah, but it smells like rotting flesh.
Yes.
So,
and I've never visited one. I've had the opportunity, and I should have. But something to look for if you're listening and you'd like to check it out.
Check with your local or not arboretist. Check with your local botanical gardens or conservatories.
Just Google it. I'm sure there's a corpse flower somewhere near you, and you can get the timeline on when it's fixing to bloom.
There's one at Franklin Park Conservatory here in Central Ohio in Columbus.
And it bloomed recently.
Recently bloomed, so it's going to be a while before that happens again. But when that thing gets ready to flower again, whatever that 8 or 9 years from now, it will be all over social media. They do a really good job of advertising it and making sure people get out to see it. And then when it's in full flower, of course, that's a whole other thing. But yeah, apparently it smells like rotting flesh. So that's lovely, huh?
Very cool.
Yeah.
Very cool. Oh, let's see. What do I got? Oh,
boy.
Here's one that I really like that I just have a lot of trouble growing, but I wish I wish we could grow it better, is black mondo grass.
Yeah.
And I just think it's spooky because it is really like, when sighted property, it's just black, and it's like these thick blades of grass that grow in clumps and eventually will spread if happy. And I've always wanted to incorporate it into so many landscapes, but it's slow to get going. It does way better south of here.
Oh yeah.
It's hardy here, but some winters can make it rough on it, and it'll come back kind of spotty. But I just love all types of mondo grasses, but the black one specifically I love.
Yeah, I think I was at the Atlanta Botanical Gardens a handful of years ago walking around, and I was in their Japanese gardens. I think it was Atlanta. And they had the nicest stand that I've seen. And it was used in between stones and stuff in the Japanese garden. I think it was part of the Japanese garden, maybe this little nook area, this kind of like secret area that you went into that had a collection of trees. There may have been some bonsai in there, but it was really, really nice. They used it really good. The grass was great, very healthy. But you're right. It's tough. It's tough up here.
And it's got the name black mondo grass, but it's not actually a grass. It's a flowering plant, and it does have little like lilac purple blooms.
Yeah, I mean, I would say if you wanted to compare it to something, it would be like a micro-sized liriope.
Oh, yeah.
You know?
Yep.
Something similar to that. So
Exactly.
yeah, so black mondo grass is a good one. Spider plant's another good house plant that's kind of
Yeah, why don't you give us a couple house plants, Matt?
Yeah, so spider plant for sure is a good one that kind of just looks like these spiders that are kind of jumping off of the plant and kind of dangling out in the air. Plus the name spider plant, spiders, Halloween. You get the drift there on the name. But yeah, so that's a good house plant that's kind of spooky looking. You can get them greens, variegateds, all of that good stuff.
Can I interrupt you?
Yeah.
On that? That reminds me, when you say spider plant, my favorite Halloween movie
What is your favorite Halloween movie?
is Arachnophobia.
Really?
Have you seen it?
I have. I mean, it's been a long time, but I have.
John Goodman's in it.
Yeah.
And he's the exterminator, and he's just like squirting this poisonous goo on the spiders and stepping on them.
Yeah.
And then eventually, like, the spiders completely take over this farm. I have a memory, one of my first sleepovers with me and my friends when I was little. My mom rented that for some stupid reason
Micah
for us.
Stetz?
No, it wasn't Micah Stetz. It would have been like Adam Beamer, Jason Todd.
Oh, dude.
Yeah, it was before Micah Stetz.
Huh? Yeah, J. Todd.
And
He's a good one.
And we were just so freaking scared. And to this day, I just remember like being down there in our sleeping bags, like, holy shit, this is terrifying.
Yeah. So I think for me, like a favorite Halloween movie, I mean, the obvious ones are like Halloween, Friday the 13th, and that's all good and fine. But Hocus Pocus, man. Hocus Pocus holds strong for me. I know it's like...
I think Megan's going to clap
movie.
when she hears you say that. That's one of her favorites.
It's such a good movie. I mean, it's like...
I'm not as familiar with it as you.
It's okay.
But I know that it's like a cult classic favorite.
You should watch it with the girls sometime.
I think Megan has watched it with the girls.
So Hocus Pocus would be mine. So while we're on this kind of like...
Wait, and my honorable mention is Beetlejuice. That's just such a weird movie. Mm-hmm. And like, it's one of those ones when I stumble on it, I always just like leave it on just to see, like, remind me how freaking weird it is.
That is a really
Isn't
weird
it strange?
movie. Yeah, it's strange.
I'm not really into like the scary thriller type movies. I'm more into that like one-off weird shit.
Yeah. Did you watch Did you like Edward Scissorhands?
Yeah, Edward Scissorhands was a good one. That's the one I need to rewatch.
Yeah, it's another good one.
Yeah, that is a spooky movie, isn't it?
Mm-hmm. It's very dark.
Yeah. Okay.
So,
alrighty.
What about music? Like, what do you think of what comes to mind with music and Halloween?
Music and Halloween. Okay, so there's a song by Donovan called "Season of the Witch."
Okay,
that's one of my favorite Halloween theme songs, if you will. "Werewolves of London" by Warren Zevon is one of my favorite songs of all time, let alone. And then there's this really oddball one, and hopefully a listener out there has heard it, but the artist is Dr. Hook, and the song's called "Freakin' at the Freakers Ball."
Never heard of it.
It's very strange. Maybe give it a listen if you're if you're looking for a little journey into something weird. But yeah, I would say those are my favorite like spooky songs.
Okay, so I've got two.
Let's hear them.
Halloween by Dave Matthews Band.
Halloween?
Yeah. It's like an old Dave Matthews song.
Megan's clapping again.
Yeah. And then one that always, from like my childhood, it just always reminds me of Halloween every time I hear it, is Thriller by Michael Jackson.
I knew you were going to say it.
And it was the music video, the movie, the whole thing. It's just like such a classic.
It's your
spooky
Halloween
song.
anthem.
Yeah, dude, Thriller. But I know a lot of people don't like Michael Jackson now
We don't have to get into that.
because of all of that stuff. But
It's a very popular song. There's no doubt about that.
man, Michael Jackson, he was a hell of a musician and dancer, you know. All things aside, all of the bad shit aside, if you just look at him for like performing arts, he knew it was up. So
Absolutely.
cool. All right, back to houseplants.
Good ones. Yeah,
Back to houseplants.
Back to
So,
houseplants. Sorry I got us on a tangent.
No, that's all
there.
right. So Spider Plant and then Monstera was another one that we went on for the name. The plant itself's not really spooky. I mean, it's big and chunky, and it's got these finstrated leaves. But
But the name is
the
Monster with
Monster
an A.
with an Monstera. So that's a cool one. And then Sansevieria cylindrical, which is I don't know the common name for it. It's the snake plant that looks like little fingers coming up out of the soil. It might be called like dragon fingers plant or something like that.
I can picture it. I don't know. I don't know like what the common name is. I didn't even know. I knew it was a Sansevieria, but I didn't know what species it was.
Yeah, so it just looks like these zombie-like fingers sticking up out of the dirt, out of the ground, or out of the pot. You would think like, man, is there someone dead in there that's like trying to claw out of the soil? So
Yeah.
I don't know. Those are a few fun kind of spooky themed plants, I suppose.
You know what that reminds me of?
What's that?
Do you know what story I'm going to tell? I'm not going to say his name because I don't want to embarrass him. But we worked with somebody years ago who went on to an online florist to order his wife.
Oh yes,
His wife like a flower bouquet.
Yeah,
And he have it sent to her work or something for her birthday.
I remember this.
I forget what it was that he ordered. Do you remember what it was?
It was mail order for Mother's Day or something, and it was supposed to be this big, beautiful bouquet of flowers because that's what the picture showed.
The picture showed it.
But it showed up, and it was literally just the flower bulbs planted in dirt, and they hadn't started to grow.
They started to sprout.
So it was just like little fingers sticking up.
It looked like a whole mess of zombie fingers sticking out of dirt. And he was pissed. Like he wanted a refund, and he was like so perplexed. So like we got on the website to see what he ordered, and it clearly stated like it had a picture, like this is how it's going to look.
Yeah.
It will take X amount of time before it looks like this. And it's like, you didn't read the fine print, man.
Always read the fine print.
And he was livid.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. That's hilarious.
What was that? I'm going to have to figure out what that was, but that was funny.
Yeah, that was good stuff.
Anyway.
So that's kind of some house plants. I mean, we talked about corpse flower. I don't know if I would really consider that a house plant. It would be tropical to us, so typically you're going to see it in conservatories, around other houseplant tropical type things. So same with the pitcher plants and Venus flytraps.
I've got one or two on this list that I want to make sure I get into the podcast sphere. So I'll start with one of those, and that is castor bean.
Yeah, you just knowledge nuggeted my ass on this a few minutes ago.
Yeah, so the castor bean plant is actually a really beautiful, big, for us it would be annual.
Yeah, it's chunky.
And you see it occasionally like at residences, but you don't see it a whole lot planted in public spaces because the castor bean, the castor bean itself contains 2 to 5% ricin by weight. And ricin is a deadly substance.
Deadly.
Yeah, so I was looking up some stats on this before we got going here, and they said the amount of ricin that would be the equivalent of a grain of salt could kill you. So, these castor beans, they look like dry beans like you would buy at the store, like in a bag to make, but they're just slightly larger. They're like striped. They're pretty pretty. They're very pretty.
They're pretty.
if you were to eat a few of those and chew on them, that could be bad. So I think you tend to not see this a lot in public areas because of that fact. Even though I'm a very strong proponent of you should never be eating something you don't know what it is, and if you have small children, then you need to have you need to be watching them and not letting them eat, teaching them not to eat things.
Thank God I don't have small children.
That doesn't mean accidents don't happen. But really cool, big annual with big, pretty leaves. And
what I love is that, didn't Megan have castor bean planted at Enniswood this year?
She did. It wasn't this year, but I think she did like a castor bean faux pas once.
She didn't have it this year.
Maybe it was.
I don't know. Maybe she had something big. Maybe it wasn't castor bean. Anyways, for a second I thought it might have been this year. And like she had this deadly castor bean planted in the one garden, and then like 100 yards away she had the poppies planted in the other garden that are unknown to her, were the poppies that are used for
the heroin kind, the Wizard of Oz kind.
So,
oh man,
yeah, Megan,
you're funny today.
That's awesome.
The other one that I wanted to make sure that I was able to mention today is Harry Lauder's walking stick, which is another common name is corkscrew hazel.
Yeah.
It is Corylus calerna, I believe. No, Corylus avellana. And then the cultivar is contorta. And it's got, you've seen one, right?
Oh, yeah.
So just these really twisty, gnarly branches. I mean, really it's kind of like very Halloween in its look, right? The Harry Lauder's walking stick. And I personally don't love it. Like, I would never grow one. It's just too oddball for me, but it's a very interesting plant that has, very Halloween attributes to it with the twisty branches and stuff. So, and it's a type of filbert, a type of Corylus. So yeah. Hazel. Anyhow.
Any other ones?
No, that's the last one I needed to say.
Okay, so I'm going to throw one more tree on here that just kind of dawned on me because I always think it looks, for some reason, like just kind of looks spooky for some reason. It's the black alder. Mm. And I don't know why I feel that way.
Because it almost like you look at it and you're like, is it weeping? Is it not weeping?
Yeah.
It has like the droopy branches, and then it has the seed pods that look like cones.
Yeah. So black alder's one that I always think looks kind of spooky. And then another beautiful thing, but is also kind of spooky that we should have hit on is bald cypress. And you think about like cypress swamps down south and like all of the haunted stories you hear about, like people getting lost in the cypress swamps, but then not to mention they just grow these funky ass knees up out of the ground, which is like is weird. You know what I mean? Like their roots are shooting feet up into the air in some cases.
The thought of being lost in a cypress swamp and the sun starting to go down and there's like a fog starting to settle in over the
the cypress monster will get you,
or like a gator. Or
so am I not
Bobby
wrong?
Boucher's grandfather, something is going to get you.
Like cypress trees then, right?
Yeah,
okay.
absolutely.
All right,
very
cypress.
spooky.
All right. And then the last one that I'm going to throw on here was one that Brenna had mentioned, and that is Eryngium Miss Wilmot Ghost. Wilmot Ghost?
I don't even know this cultivar of Eryngium.
She said it's like an all-white Eryngium. I'm going to Google it real quick.
What if it's not even real and she just said it so you'd say it, and now she's just laughing?
Eryngium Miss Wilmot's Ghost. Oh, yeah. Dude.
Let me
Look at that thing.
Let me see.
It is like just white.
Scared me when you showed it to me.
Imagine that with like some sort of a black foliage plant. Mm-hmm. Anyways, yeah, so in the name Ghost, right?
Yeah, and I mean the flower looks like it could like really rip an appendage off. It looks very sharp and pointy.
They're like, they're gnarly. It's tough planting those things because when you have staff that is unsure what they are, like maybe some seasonal staff coming in, a lot of times they'll mistake the new growth of them is like being a thistle or something. So
Yeah.
that's fun. But cool, man.
Right on.
Let's wrap up this Halloween episode with the most important thing with Halloween, and that is candy. What is your favorite Halloween candy, Timmy?
Okay. I'm going to throw this out there.
This is going to be a 20-minute conversation for Tim.
But I want to throw a couple things out there.
See?
I love the candy aspect of Halloween.
Yeah.
Love it. I think that's the best part of Halloween. I'm not into the scary movies, really. I could take or leave trick-or-treating. I mean, I like seeing my girls having fun, but... when it comes to an adult costume party, I'd rather gouge my eyeballs out with a rusty butter knife than...
I'm 100% with
than
you.
dress up for Halloween as an adult. That said, the candy part is amazing, and I love that my daughters are kind of picky with their candy because there's so much that comes out of their haul that goes into my mouth, and I don't even have to like argue with them about it.
Yeah.
But so I'm good with pretty much anything that's got the milk chocolate. I really love 100 Grands. I really love Butterfingers. Really love Kit Kats. I really love Reese's. I mean, those are all pretty standard.
Yeah.
But my wild card one that it's and this is a love it or hate it thing, and I'll get a lot of booze for it, is Good and Plenty's.
No, I like.
I know you like them, and I know our boss Scott likes them. But it's one of those things where you can get them all year round. But I love that there's always just like one random pack of Good and Plenty's in a Halloween stash, and you're just like, I'll take that.
Yeah, it's like, man, you know that's the house everyone hated.
Yeah, they're like,
all of the kids hated.
yeah, that's almost as bad as giving away a toothbrush for many people. But I think they're fantastic.
Yeah.
So yeah, just milk chocolates and Good and Plenty's.
Yeah, I'm with you, dude. Anything chocolate, milk or dark. I know you have a dark chocolate allergy, but I love a good Almond Joy or Mounds bar, the dark chocolate with coconut. But I mean, Butterfinger and Reese's Cups are probably the two top for me. A Twix is right up there with it. I love a good Twix. You get the crunch and you get the caramel in there. Can't go wrong with the Snickers or Milky Way. I mean, that's all classics. We grew up. We always had chocolate in the house. My dad's got a sweet tooth, so he was always into like the Hershey's chocolate. Mr. Goodbar is his favorite. So grew up with that stuff. So anything chocolate kind of has a special place in my heart. But the wild card for me, so I do like all of the sugary candies too, like the gummy bears and Sour Patch Kids and all of that fun stuff. But one as a kid that I always loved was the little boxes of Nerds. You get that you pop it open and you just shoot it. Like
just
a
you
shot
dump
of
the
Nerds
whole thing in your mouth and you start chewing on it.
And still to this day, like Nerds for me with the sugar candy is probably up there as a top. So Nerds and anything chocolate related, but I would say top 3 chocolate for me would be like Butterfinger, Reese's Cup, and Twix.
Yeah.
I've really been digging on Twix lately.
The Nerds brand has evolved recently. Not recently, but over the years. Like now you've got like Nerds gummy clusters and Nerds ropes, and you've got Nerds eggs. I mean,
I saw this hilarious like Instagram reel the other day. It was like this girl was like a professional mountain biker or something, and she was like stopping like every so often and was like eating a bunch of Nerds gummy clusters, and she was like something about like, I've got this rare condition where I have to eat these Nerds gummy clusters, and I'm like, man, like what in the world could she have? And she's like, goes on later on in the reel, and she's like, yeah, my rare condition is my body does not naturally produce Nerds gummy clusters, so I have to eat these to supplement. And I'm like, all right, that's clever. So
that's true. They're so good.
Yeah, those are freaking good. So
they're
sweet.
All right.
All right, man. Well, I think that about wraps it up for our Spooky Plant Halloween. I hope you enjoyed the plant list we went through, and I don't know, maybe you can Google some of these things. Maybe it's some things that you want to add into the garden or bring inside for a house plant. But
or maybe you're going to do like a spooky garden.
Yeah. Either way, it was fun to talk about them.
Yeah.
So, all right, peeps. Well, I'm glad that we're
glad
back in studio.
We're glad to be back and
cranking this one out.
We'll be back again next week.
Yeah. So we love you all, Hardware Plus too.
Love you. Bye.